Let's be brutally honest with ourselves for a moment. That feeling of wanting to crust an enemy, that intense desire to overcome someone who causes you pain or stands in your way, it's a powerful emotion, but what truly fuels it? Is it a desire for their downfall, or is it a yearning for your own strength, your own liberation from their influence? Deep down, I believe it's the latter. It's a longing to be so secure in yourself, so capable, so filled with inner peace that the actions or opinions of others simply don't have the power to diminish you. True power isn't about crushing others, it's about elevating yourself. To begin this journey, we must first understand the battleground, our own minds. For too long, we may have allowed external forces to dictate our internal state. We've given away our power by reacting, by harboring resentment, by letting their negativity take root within us. The first step is radical self-awareness. We need to become meticulous observers of our thoughts, our emotions, and our reactions. When that feeling of animosity arises, don't just dismiss it, explore it. What specifically triggers this feeling? Is it a particular action, a specific word, a perceived injustice? Pinpoint the exact source. What emotions does it bring up? Anger, frustration, fear, insecurity? Name them without judgment. What are your immediate reactions? Do you want to lash out, withdraw, plot revenge? Recognize these impulses. What underlying beliefs are being challenged? Does their behavior threaten your sense of worth, your values, your vision of yourself? Journaling is an invaluable tool here. Write down your thoughts and feelings without censoring yourself. Look for patterns, for recurring themes. Understand the stories you tell yourself about the situation and about the person you perceive as your enemy. Are these stories entirely accurate, or are they colored by your own biases and past experiences? Furthermore, let's examine the concept of enemy itself. Is this person truly an enemy in the grand scheme of things, or are they simply someone with whom you have a conflict, a disagreement, or a difference in perspective? Sometimes labeling someone as an enemy can be a way to avoid looking at our own role in the dynamic. Consider the possibility that their actions, however hurtful, might stem from their own insecurities, their own pain, their own limited understanding. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can shift your perspective from one of pure animosity to one of detached understanding. This initial phase is about taking radical responsibility for your inner world. You are the gardener of your mind. What seeds are you planting? Are you nurturing resentment and anger, or are you cultivating peace and resilience? Remember, the goal isn't to become apathetic or to condone harmful behavior. It's about reclaiming your power by choosing how you respond. It's about building an inner fortress that external negativity cannot easily penetrate. This foundation of self-awareness is the bedrock upon which true self-improvement and a sense of unwavering strength are built. With a deeper understanding of our inner landscape, we can now begin to cultivate the pillars of resilience, the qualities that will make us unshakable. This isn't about becoming impervious to feeling, but about developing the capacity to navigate challenges with grace and strength. Self-compassion. The first pillar is self-compassion. It might seem counterintuitive when you're focused on overcoming an enemy, but true strength comes from a place of inner kindness. Treat yourself with the same understanding and empathy you would offer a friend facing a difficult situation. Acknowledge your pain, your frustrations, but avoid self-criticism and blame. Recognize that you are human and that experiencing negative emotions is a part of life. Self-compassion allows you to process these emotions in a healthy way, preventing them from festering into resentment. Emotional regulation. The second pillar is emotional regulation. This is the ability to manage and respond to your emotions in a healthy and constructive way. It doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, but rather learning to observe them without being overwhelmed by them. Practices like mindfulness and meditation can be incredibly helpful here. By regularly tuning into your breath and your body, you can become more aware of the early signs of emotional escalation and learn to create space between a trigger and your reaction. Techniques like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and cognitive reframing can also help you to manage intense emotions in the moment. Building unwavering self-worth. The third pillar is cultivating unwavering self-worth. Your value as a human being is inherent and does not depend on the opinions or actions of others. When your sense of worth comes from within, external criticism loses its sting. This involves challenging negative self-talk, acknowledging your strengths and accomplishments, and practicing self-acceptance. Focus on your intrinsic qualities, your kindness, your creativity, your resilience, rather than seeking validation from external sources. Developing strong boundaries. The fourth pillar is establishing and maintaining strong boundaries. This means clearly communicating your needs and limits to others and being willing to enforce them. Often, the feeling of having an enemy arises when our boundaries have been violated. Learning to say no, to protect your time and energy, and to distance yourself from toxic individuals is crucial for preserving your inner peace. Remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect, not aggression. Cultivating a growth mindset. The fifth pillar is adopting a growth mindset. This is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Instead of viewing challenges as threats, see them as opportunities for learning and growth. When faced with opposition, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can this make me stronger? This shift in perspective transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Practicing forgiveness. The sixth pillar, and perhaps the most transformative, is the practice of forgiveness. This doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, but rather releasing the burden of resentment and anger. Holding on to these negative emotions only harms you. Forgiving yourself for any perceived mistakes or shortcomings in the situation, and even considering forgiving the person you see as your enemy, not for their sake, but for your own liberation, can be incredibly freeing. Forgiveness is a process, not a one-time event, and it requires courage and self-compassion. By consistently nurturing these pillars of resilience, you build an inner core of strength that is impervious to the negativity of others. You become less reactive, more centered, and increasingly empowered from within. True and lasting victory over any perceived enemy isn't about their downfall, it's about your ascent. It's about focusing your energy on building a life that is so rich, so meaningful, and so aligned with your values that the negativity of others simply fades into insignificance. This is the path to transcendence. The ultimate victory is not the downfall of another, but the attainment of your own inner peace and empowerment. When you have cultivated a strong sense of self-worth, developed resilience, and are living a life aligned with your values, the opinions and actions of others lose their power over you. You are no longer defined by your adversaries or driven by the need to overcome them. Your energy is focused on creation, on growth, on contributing positively to the world. You radiate a quiet confidence that comes from knowing your own strength and living with integrity. The desire to crust your enemy transforms into a quiet understanding, perhaps even compassion. You recognize that their negativity often stems from their own struggles, and you no longer feel the need to meet it with aggression. Your focus is firmly on your own path, your own evolution. This is true power, the power that comes from within. It is a sustainable power, a resilient power, a power that elevates not only yourself but also has the potential to inspire those around you. You become a beacon of strength and peace, demonstrating that the most profound victory is not over others, but over oneself. So, let go of the need to crust your enemy. Instead, commit to the powerful journey of self-improvement. Build your inner fortress, elevate your life, and discover the profound and lasting satisfaction of your own growth and empowerment. This is the ultimate triumph, the truest form of victory.